Hello, hello.
Oh,
What's
g'day.
up? G'day. Hey, you got to learn to say g'day.
Hey, you gotta learn to say g'day.
Now we're really twisting it all.
Yeah, I'm gonna do American,
Australian
American.
Australian sayings in American. Fair dinkum, bro.
Wow. Yeah. I'm not sure if Australians still do that.
Fair dinkum?
Yeah.
I know. When I heard it the first time I went, it was already old.
There's got to be old people that would still do it, right?
I don't know.
But they got to die soon.
What about
don't
Bob's
they?
your uncle? Bob's your uncle?
Yeah, they've got to die soon, right?
I guess.
My stepmom's mum, she's 90 something. And she's in hospital all the time. And she can't hear, and she doesn't know what's going on. And I'm like, wow, just make the most of it, you know?
Those are the people that those sayings will die with, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think that, you know, I'm like, if
I
all
see.
those people go, because I don't think, I don't know, are people my age doing, oh, mate, Reggie Didge. Maybe they
Reggie
are.
Didge?
Yeah. Fair dinkum,
It's
mate,
like
Reggie
P's
Didge.
and Q's. Mind your P's and Q's.
Sure. I swear half of the things they said to me, I never even asked what it meant. I was just like, stupid. And either used it or didn't use
Yeah.
it. Like, just all the... I
There's
remember...
plenty of, or like rule of thumb. Does anyone know where that comes from?
Not... What is it? Nip it in the bud?
Nip it in. Well, that's for, yeah.
Do you know I thought it was nip it in the butt? Until somebody pointed it out on the radio.
I had an argument once with someone that they said something about they got something for free, and I was like, well, you don't want, you know, 'cause they were kind of complaining about something, and then they're like, well, yeah, I know, don't kick a gift horse in the mouth. And I was like, don't kick a gift horse in the mouth? Like, yeah, don't abuse the thing you got. Like, no, it's don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And they're like, why would you look at their mouth?
Oh, they backed their argument up. They
Absolutely.
Went in.
They were like,
doubled down.
that's even dumber than what I just
Yeah,
said. And I was
yeah.
like, no, it's because you're looking at the horse to check its teeth if they're good. Never mind. You sure?
Yeah,
don't
just
don't
nod.
kick a gift horse in the mouth. Sure,
It's
whatever
over.
you say.
That
Yeah.
argument is over before it started.
I was just like, you win.
I agree. It's kicking horses.
You're right. I'm absolutely wrong.
It's like kicking a horse. Am I right? Man, after that Lizzie Armano episode, I watched some more of that bread lady. That is crazy, dude.
Bread face.
Yeah, bread face. She's got a roll. She rolls it.
I liked, but my favorite thing was your take on it, because you were all in on headbutting. Like, she's just smashing them, and so I started picturing it like that, and then you doing it, and I was like, that's even more fun.
Yeah, I feel like she is. Yeah, the rolling technique. I get it, but I don't think it. I think that I could beat her. Yes.
Beat her.
I feel like if you had like a good stacked loaf.
Oh no, she's had a lot of practice.
But you could make your face. You could make your face in the bread.
Oh, I see.
I think that'd be a good idea. Or to like ride a motorcycle and have a bunch of pizzas and bread rolls and cakes.
Go through the gauntlet.
Yeah. Like
The gluten gauntlet.
the gluten gauntlet. So cool.
That's it. We need to do that. The
You
gluten
gotta go through with your mouth open.
Yeah, just cinnamon rolls and
pizza cake, pastry. I'd be so into that.
Patreon. More Patreon ideas.
Yeah.
Speaking of Patreon, we torched one of those decks.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I don't know.
I gotta find it.
Hopefully you took it out of here. Oh no, there it is over there, all burnt. Yeah, so I got a flamethrower the other day. We mentioned it on the episode. A friend of mine from Dark Alliance Firearms. I forgot the name of the flamethrower company, but the flamethrower company gave Dark Alliance a flamethrower, and they decked it out and painted it, made it a Hawk versus Wolf one. So we took it into the parking lot today, and we set fire to a Hawk versus Wolf skateboard, which is now going to be available for somebody. We're going to give it away, right?
Yes, to our Patreon listeners.
Right, so if you're a
join our
Patreon-
and you can get one. We are putting out content every week, by the way. We got one live show a month and other fun stuff through the week.
A lot of fun stuff.
This will be one of them. Did
So-
you notice how oddly this side is burnt more? with the hawk on it.
Are you accusing me of burning the
I'm
hawk
just
more
saying
than
that
the wolf?
you were
You
in charge
used
of
it.
I used it once.
Maybe why didn't you burn the wolf?
I tried.
You'd have. You actually
I did
noticed
aim it
that
on
the
the
hawk
side. I
was
was like, I gotta
getting
even it
burnt?
out.
I didn't even notice.
It was the wind.
I was trying to
I won't
set
blame
fire to the board. The end. I didn't know that I was erasing the hawk logo.
Well, now it's embossed, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, but patreon.com/hawk versus wolf,
Yeah.
as in VS. You do that, and you're golden.
Is that from my text today?
Well, because I'm like, Hawk, do you spell out verses? I feel like it's important to tell people because in my experience from doing the Jason Ellis show, and we have an email that's called submittoellis@gmail.com, and people think that I'm saying that the email is
Number 2.
I'm saying the submit is me not using.
Oh, submit to us. Oh, yeah.
So I have to, because people are like, it doesn't
Oh,
work.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like, okay, so now when I do it, I go,
Oh.
okay, I'm about to tell you the email link.
Yep.
As soon as ready, the next words after this are going to be the email link.
understood. Yeah, I
Submit to,
understand.
yeah, otherwise people just do 2 Ellis thing. Yeah.
Right. What were we just talking about before the show? That we stopped each other from saying something because we were like, let's just save it. Do you remember?
No. Oh, we shouldn't have done that. I'm so punchy.
Oh, I know what it was.
What?
You asked me about the kneeboarder guy.
Oh, yeah. If you follow Tony Hawk on Instagram.
I didn't put anything out there about it.
I just see you liking it all. It's Vert. What's it called? Vert
Club.
Vert Club.
VURTCLUB.
There's a guy from the heyday, and when I say heyday,
He's not from the heyday. He's
90s.
a young new skater.
What?
He just loves vert.
Wait.
His name is Marty. What's that?
He has legs, right?
Sorry, I'm talking about the guy who runs the Vert Club.
Oh.
Instagram.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm talking about the guy.
So the Vert Club is an Instagram devoted to vert skating.
Yep.
And he's a younger, but loves vert skating and digs deep, gets stuff that I never. I mean, he sends me stuff like, how do you find? Where do you even look for this kind of stuff?
Yeah. Where is it? Because I don't think it'd be digitized. It's
I
just.
think a lot of it he finds on Facebook, but somehow people just. He's the oracle.
Yeah.
Everyone just goes to him, and then so it all. But anyway, he posted a video of this guy in Hawaii that used to skate on his knees on vert.
But he has legs.
He has legs.
Yeah.
So his knees are tucked up under him. Yeah, his working legs. And he posted a video of it and was like, who is this guy? This is crazy. And I know him because I met him and he used to skate my ramp sometimes.
On his knees.
Yeah. His
he can walk.
name is Garrett Ueda. He lives in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Him and his brother. So him and his brother, this is how the whole thing started.
Yeah, because I got to know.
I was in Venice shooting something. I don't even know. We were shooting photos or something. And I was skating back in the day, Venice Pavilion, in the 89, 90 era.
I don't even know what that is.
Venice Pavilion, that's before the Venice skate park. That's where all the shots are. Jesse Martinez.
Okay.
And
was it just a flat ground area?
There was some wall rides and
Okay.
ledges and stuff. And I mean, it was a big scene in Thrashing.
Yeah.
We put it in our video game. It's an iconic
But it
skate
wasn't
spot.
much to skate, though.
No, but they would put up jump ramps.
Right.
They would put up jump ramps that would go
That's
all
what
the way
I
up to
remember.
the edge of the wall, so you could grind the wall.
Right.
Pretty sick.
Yeah, that was cool.
That guy Tim was the master wall rider too.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were there, and these 2 Hawaiian guys come up, and they're like, "Yo, man, hey, what's up? Tony, we skate vert. My brother skates vert." I'm like, "Cool." And I was literally building my vert ramp at the time. My vert ramp was almost done.
The Fallbrook one?
Fallbrook one. And I was like, "Oh man, you guys come skate. My ramp just got finished." Like, really? Yeah. He's like, "Can we go there now?" Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna drive home.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
And they were just hyped. So they came. I still don't know. Garrett and his brother Kevin. I still don't know anything about them really, but I could tell he really does skate vert.
Let me ask. Did he mention that he
No.
was going? He keeps that.
No,
Okay.
nothing. I don't. So he's got
Until he drops in.
He's got this wide board.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, that thing is a beast.
And we're talking in the 80s he had a
In
wide
the
board,
80s,
and
it's
the
a
80
wide
boards
board.
were
Yeah.
wide.
So it's probably
So custom, for sure, right?
yeah. It's got to be 11 to 12 inches wide.
Right, that's insane.
And so we're just like, whoa, crazy. And then he gets his pads on, goes up on the ramp. I think he skated the mini ramp first. Goes up on the ramp,
On his knees?
puts his tail down, puts both feet on the tail, and then drops in on his knees. And we freaked out.
So he has his toes on the tail.
Toes on the tail.
And his knee pads are on. He has
Knee pads are on.
right?
He grabs his board, both hands, does a heave up, and then goes down on his knees, and then goes into like airs and grinds.
Does he hold speed?
And yes.
How?
Because he's just got it. He's been doing it for so long.
How do you pump on your knees?
So he does inverts. He does airs. He tweaks airs.
I
Tweaks
saw.
the tail out.
Yeah.
He does kind of like Madonna's almost, but
Yeah.
boneless ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was wild. I just remember, and I've stayed in touch with him off and on through the years since then. I mean, we're talking about 30 years now. Right?
Yeah.
He's still on Oahu. He and his brother fish a lot, and I don't think he skates much anymore, but he definitely tries to advocate for skating in his area, and he's a teacher. Anyway, this footage comes up on Vert Club, and everyone's freaking out. You're like, look at this guy. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's Garrett. Like, I don't.
Yeah, you were aware of that.
Yeah, but also like, he kind of made a splash on the scene for a little bit.
Yeah, I would've
he had a
thought
picture
that.
in Transworld doing an invert,
Okay.
and so I was just like, yeah, and everyone's trying to figure out who it is. And so I was like, oh, it's this guy, and I tagged him, and then I found a photo that Grant had shot of him on my mini ramp doing a frontside invert
On his knees.
on his knees. Yeah,
So does he ever stand up on a skateboard?
I think. Well, he'll cruise. Yeah, I mean, definitely when we were in Venice, he was standing up on a skateboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
That's
check this
so
out.
weird.
It's pretty amazing.
Just when you skate vert, you get down to your knees.
Look at.
It's so crazy. So that means that I wonder if he can, because he has his legs, he can still pump. Because I know that there's a few skateboarders these days, street guys, that have no legs and they skate. Like you'd be sponsoring,
Right.
it, right?
I think he does get. He gets a little bit of leverage by raising up
Right.
and down, but not like Felipe is. Everything is.
Can
you
he
know,
pump?
in his torso? Yeah, he can pump little stuff.
All right.
He came here and he like drops in. He can get close to the top a couple times, but he can't keep his speed up.
Right. Okay. So it is something about standing all the way up.
Yeah. You have another. You have another joint.
Yeah, I was just amazed. Like when I saw that trick, I was like, is that just drop in, you do the trick and then you're done? Or is he holding speed? Because if he's holding speed.
Yeah, he's holding speed.
That's amazing. It's such an amazing. Did he tell you why he decided to not
I
stand
don't remember.
up?
I feel like he was maybe a kneeboarder surfer because that's a big thing, kneeboarding.
Oh.
Or
Is it?
It was especially
Nobody
then.
does that now, right?
I don't know. I know that's how Grand Britain.
It's like boogie board and surfing. There's no kneeboarder.
There was.
But they're
yeah.
gone.
I don't see them. I can't say I've seen one in a long time.
Why did they leave, I wonder? Like boogie boarding is
I don't know.
just as dumb, if not dumber.
There's some gnarly boogie boarders.
Yeah.
Bodyboarders.
Yeah, bodyboard is cool. Boogie board, nah.
But bodyboarding is boogie boarding. It's just leaving out the brand name.
Oh, I thought bodyboarding was when you just used your body.
No, that's body surfing.
Yeah, I knew that. I met a guy in Tavarua that was some old guy that was like a professional body surfer, and he was out there with all of us.
Those guys are insane.
Yeah,
And they keep up with the wave.
I was impressed because
Yeah.
he rode the whole thing.
Yeah.
It'd be a bit different than just like splashing
There
around.
was a time when my brother was he was the editor of Surfer for almost 10 years or so, and they did a poll over who are the best surfers at Pipeline, in Hawaii, and Mike Stewart was a bodyboarder at the time, the number one bodyboarder. He made the list on at least half of the surfers' polls.
What would he do that made them put
Because
him?
he could ride that crazy huge surf, and keep up with it and do, go up on the face and hit it, do rollos over the barrel.
On huge waves.
On huge, scary, like heavy pipeline waves.
Does that mean he has fins on, right?
Yeah.
So if the wave breaks
But I remember they put him on the cover, or they put him in the centerfold of the Surfer magazine, because they said Mike Stewart is voted one of the best surfers. Like, doesn't matter what kind of surfing it is.
He's riding waves.
He's riding waves, one of the best surfers, a pipeline, and people like
flipped out.
My
right?
brother told me people like crumpled up, sent it to him, in trash bags and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't count till you stand up. And it was just like, dude, but if you watch him, you would have respect.
How big
He's
of a
still killing it. He's definitely in his late 50s or early 60s. I follow him on Instagram.
It might be the guy I was in Tavarua with.
Mike Stewart.
Because
He's a
everyone was saying
bodyboarder.
he's a legend.
But well, maybe if he's I don't
He was a
know.
bodyboarder. Oh, sorry, body surfer. Sorry.
Right.
So not him. Yeah, I get those mixed up. How big of a wave are we talking?
I mean, by Hawaiian standards,
Yeah.
like 10, 12 foot Hawaiian. So that means the face is probably 15, 20 feet.
Yeah.
Double overhead.
Right. How does that work in... whatever.
I don't know. That's why he was That's
Yeah.
why he got the vote. There's my story.
I got slammed at the wedge once with some friends, and there was a body surfer. It might have been a boogie board. I can't remember, but he broke his back.
Oh yeah, that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, and they had to
especially
get
on those big days. Yeah,
ambulance and shit. I remember going, "Wow, that took a turn."
yeah.
Like we were all drunk playing around, getting
Yeah,
slammed,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then it sucked me out into the
Yeah.
big area. And I guess while I was getting drowned, that guy got his back broken.
That one also, even when it's big, you get the backwash at the wedge, so then suddenly it pitches up twice as big all at once, and you get pitched from so you can get pitched onto the sand.
I had that totally happened to me.
Yeah.
That happened. I was upside down Jesus Christ pose at one point. I remember going, "You got to be shitting me," because I was like, I don't know how high I am in the air right now, but I'm getting thrown, and then I could see the people right there trying to tell me something. They
Yeah.
were trying to tell me to go back, and I kept trying to come up, and it would smash me and ram me up and then throw me up again. But I was like, I didn't understand waves that well, and I sure as hell didn't understand the wedge. It didn't make any sense. Like the sand was like this steep to get out of there.
Yep.
It was just like this weird.
That's a spectacle on a big day.
Yeah.
People come there just to see
It's crazy looking.
to see the carnage.
Right, because usually there's some asshole trying to ride it.
Oh yeah, they'll catch the waves from the bounce off the jetty and surf them in, and then
But then you gotta make
they
it through
surf.
that.
They dry dock. They'll surf into the sand.
Right. You got to make it through the barrel first, though.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Right, because if that thing catches you, you are.
Oh yeah, they get
Yeah.
destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the.
I feel like part of that's the same mindset that people, especially in the early days, would go to watch the mega ramp.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, oh, let's see what kind of carnage and chaos is going to happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think I totally understand that. That's
Crazy.
Yeah. That is as close as skateboarders got to surfing, isn't it? Mega ramp is like big wave surfing,
Yeah.
where maybe technically not any difference, but the feeling of real danger, or not, like it's dangerous on a normal vert ramp too. It's dangerous anywhere on a skateboard, but just this,
unknown.
everybody's,
The unknown.
yeah, everyone's a little,
Everyone's on edge.
no
Yeah.
like too funny about it. It's like,
No one's got it.
you going? Yeah, I'm going.
See what happens. I remember those early days of going to Point X and just being like, I don't know who's gonna go. And people are all waiting on the sketchy 2x4s that went up to the roll-in, but then they would jockey for position, so someone would be waiting too long, and then someone would just go past them.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, I was lucky enough to go there early, so I paid my dues before everybody else showed up. And I think it annoyed people too, because I wasn't the best guy, but I'd been here like 10 times. And I
Right.
was like, you just go down the roll-in and go over
Yeah.
the gap. I don't see the big deal. And people were like, what the fuck? You're going to kill yourself.
Did I tell this story about how I got sued by those guys? By Point X?
No?
I mean, enough time has passed and they don't exist, so I can probably tell the story.
Sued you for what? For skating? Oh God.
No, for footage.
For using footage.
So I went on the invite of Danny.
Yeah.
Danny's ramp,
Yeah.
supposedly, right? Yeah. And they were having skate camp during that time. And so I went, a bunch of us went. I can't remember who else. Danny was definitely there. It was when they had the rail.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I think.
With the box
Maybe
with the
not.
rail, right?
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. There was at least 8 of us skating it. You might have been there too.
Yeah.
And we sent, I don't even know how it all kind of, we were just shooting stuff for ourselves, whatever. And there was one shot of me coming across the gap, and I had given it to Activision. And I thought it was going to be for like gameplay footage. So they ended up putting a super short clip of it in one of their commercials, and a shot of me like closing the trunk of my car.
Yeah.
But it was there.
Yeah.
So they saw it and then came up with a story, or sent a whatever, not a lawsuit, like, yeah, kind of a lawsuit.
Yeah.
That said I was there without permission.
Yeah.
And that I snuck onto the property,
Shit.
shot all that footage with the intent of using it for advertising.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to pay them a location fee.
Yeah. I know who this guy is too.
So then they were like, and I had to answer with my lawyer, and they go, well, they do have a case because it did go to a broadcast thing. And I was like, yeah, but I was invited there. They brought their campers to watch us skate.
Yeah.
You can't say that I snuck on the property and did this illegally.
You can't sneak onto it with Danny Way either.
It was all, and I mean, I felt bad for Danny just because Danny was caught in the middle of it.
Oh.
So he couldn't really say like, well, he couldn't give them a hard time because they let him have the ramp there.
Yeah.
He can't really, it's just like he can't fully side with them either because he knows that their story is bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's such a shitty angle to do that. Like to just say that Tony tried to sneak footage.
So, long story short, there was a settlement.
He got money.
A little bit, not much. Not as much as they wanted, because the lawyers were like, okay, this is fabricated the way you've presented it.
Yeah.
And so we'll give you, I can't remember, a little bit of money, but then we will put money for a scholarship for underprivileged kids to come to your camp.
Yeah, he smoked that for sure.
What's that?
He smoked that for sure.
Smoked it?
Yeah. I use that as a like a DMX kind of an angle. Like, I don't watch TV. I smoked the TV kind of. He was a sketchy guy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he was a very one time I went there with Tuss Purpose.
Yeah.
Because Tuss was trying to get back in my good books, and I was like, yeah, man, like everybody deserves a shot or whatever. So I took him to the mega ramp, and I've been going there for a couple of years now.
Right.
I know the guy. I know everybody. And I just drove in to the mega ramp, and I'm putting my pads on, and that dude comes flying in 100 mile an hour on one of those little four-wheel motorcycles. Snapped, like super aggressive. What the fuck? You ain't fucking coming here without fucking talking to me. And I was like, what? I called, said I was coming today. Yeah, but you didn't come into the house. I'm like, wait, you want me to come into the house and say hello to you? Is that the beef?
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, just like come in like you think you fucking own the place. I'm like, doesn't DC own the ramp? I'm on DC. I didn't know that I had to kiss your ass to skate this, dude. But I got angry, and I remember it was the only time Tuss said to me afterwards, he's like, man, you're actually pretty intimidating when you want to be. And I was like, that's funny coming from you because you're fucking crazy. But I was legitimately angry at the guy because I was like, wait, what did I do?
Skate.
And then when he said, you didn't come into the house, I was like, oh, fuck off. Like, royally fuck off, dude. Like, we don't even know each other like that.
You didn't offer me tea.
And I didn't know that I had to come in and shake your hand before I went on there. And he doesn't skate. Like, it was just more of a money, like, if I have this ramp and people are going to come. It was not for skateboarding. He wasn't a skateboarder.
It wasn't even like, and I get
dirty thing to do though.
Well, but I get that, and we have learned the hardest way is that, yeah, you can't just shoot footage and use it for a commercial usage.
Right.
I get that,
Yep.
you know, and sure, I learned that lesson the hard way even then. And it was the weird times of, you know, it was like mid 2000s where everything is kind of murky as to, is this like a Screen Actors Guild type of thing? Is this, you know, it was just more like when things were merging and morphing from just broadcast television to network to online, it was just all weird. So whatever, that's my lesson to be learned. But the idea that he, you know, the thing that really irked me and it got me angry was just like, accuse me of trespassing.
When we all know that's not.
I am not driving to Temecula in hopes that the gates open. I can go sneak on the ramp.
Yeah, no, we're not 12-year-olds trying to sneak into a backyard pool. Like,
Yeah.
it's a skate park, first of
Right.
all, and you're Tony Hawk. I'd
Right.
feel good about getting in if I was you. Same with me. Same where I was like, there's DC. There's only 2 people on DC that ride the mega ramp.
Right.
Danny Way and me.
Yep.
And I just drove over to the ramp. I didn't understand, but that was
That's
the
so
end of
many
it for me. That's
crazy
when I
lawsuits.
realized that person was not all there, you know? Because it was like, I was like,
Right.
oh, this is ridiculous. What you're doing is ridiculous. And then I saw it. I know people like you in Australia.
Yeah.
I know you. Yeah.
Was he trying to get money from you? He just wanted to.
No,
just
he wanted to be mad in front of somebody. Right. I don't know what he wanted. I really don't. Still to this day, I was like, wait, what? And then I got angry at him. And then that was the end of it. Nothing ever happened. No one.
Right.
He can't report it.
Yeah.
And I don't care. So it was just, he was like probably out of Malbongs or something and was super bitter and then saw me go in there and thought he'd chew me out.
Malbongs?
Yeah, in Australia, some people in America still do it, which is so stupid, but it's like spliffs started in Europe, right? So in Australia, people started putting spliffs in bongs. So it's tobacco and weed in the bong.
Oh, okay.
To the point where when I grew up, I didn't know that marijuana lit without tobacco in it. I only found that out when I first came here and somebody did it. And I was like, that's not even going to work, you dickhead. And they were like, excuse me? And I'm like, you got no tobacco in there, mate. I won't lie. And he was like, want to bet? And then he did it. And I was like, no way. How's that?
I love how you revert into your.
Dude, we're talking
Super accent.
17
Yeah,
off
yeah.
the plane. Like I remember the first couple of people that had like a street slang to their accent. I could not understand them. Like any sort of like, yeah, man, yeah. I'll be like, what, mate? What do you want? Can someone ask him what he wants? Like it was that
so
bad.
Crocodile Dundee.
Or ordering stuff. That was just like the most embarrassing thing. And I would get people to witness it. People that, like, you could understand me talking to you right now.
Yeah.
And then I'd go, watch this. 555-672. And they go, 322185. And I'm like, that's not any of the words. That wasn't any of the numbers. It would always happen. Same with drive-through. It would just be. That's why I learned your act, the fake. I think it was Mike McGill that I copied first, like Animal Chin. Where I was like, dude, you don't even know. You know, like that kind of shit. Oh, dear, bro.
You don't even know.
Dear. So I don't even think I had words yet. I would just do like you
Mike.
guys. Like what was it? Who's the fucking idiot? Chris Borst that said The Rock can't even subscribe. I used to say it all the time. Dude, can't even subscribe. But when I would order
so
burgers, like I'll have a number 5 and they'd be like, you want a 7? Or I'm like, dude, let me get a 5. You know, and they'd go, oh, you want a 5? And I'd be like, they don't even get that I'm roasting them.
Yeah.
They're like, finally, you're making sense, sir.
I know Lincoln came here when he only spoke Portuguese.
Oh, yeah.
Staying with Omar Hassan, and he knew how to say number 2 at McDonald's.
Stay alive.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, number 2.
It's amazing how if you don't speak someone else's language and you hang out with them for a bit, how you can still communicate. Like, I think it's funny how, like, obviously we got English language that we're using, but I've been on tour with people for a long period of time where they don't speak English and they sure as hell don't understand my accent because they've started to get used to American accents,
Right.
and my one throws them off even harder. But I know exactly what they want. I know what they're doing. I would have inside jokes with people from Spain where I'm laughing and he's laughing and everyone else in the room doesn't get it. And I'm like, we get it.
I remember when, so I met Rune at one of the Munster events.
He has 2 accents. You notice that?
Well, that's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
I met Rune at one of the Munster events, and he definitely had a Danish accent. I can tell like a Scandinavian accent. And then he got on Flip, and then he was in England hanging out with Flip dudes, and then he came here, and all of a sudden he has a legit British accent.
Oh, he did?
Talking like he's from England.
Oh.
And I was like, wait, what? It was so confusing to me. I was like, how do you sound like? And then I realized like, oh, because you're on the Flip team.
Yeah.
And you're hanging out with Jeff Rowley and Tom Penny and Jeremy Fox and Ian.
Because then he started to sound American.
But because then he moved here.
Yeah.
So he moved to England. Flip used to be Deathbox. So he was there, and then I think he was on Deathbox.
Yeah.
Living with them. They decided to reform and start Flip and move here. And so we were at Birdhouse Blitz Distribution. We were their distributors.
Got it.
So then they all moved their team to Huntington, including Rune.
Right.
And then Rune and I used to have, through that company, Blitz Distribution, we rented a warehouse in Irvine for a vert ramp. That's what that indoor vert ramp was.
Okay.
So our warehouse used to rent that for me and for Rune.
Oh, wow.
And so we both had keys to it.
Okay.
And then he was living here, and he got an American accent.
Because I pointed it out to him once. I was like, you can do Euro and you can do American? And he's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, do it. And I'm like, wow, that's actually, like, actors can't do as... It was convincing. Like, you wouldn't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, now he can sway from one to the other, but...
Does he live in Europe or America?
I think he's back in Denmark.
Okay.
Still rips. Like,
I know.
Insane.
I still follow him on Instagram. I know.
He was in the Olympics. I think he was like one of the oldest competitors in the Olympics ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Team Denmark in the park event.
Oh, yeah, because he's the only guy who's good on vert in Denmark.
I don't know.
Adil Diani, was he Danish?
Frank Messman was.
Who's Frank Messman?
He would hate that you said that.
Oh, give me a break.
He was a pro vert skater, and then he was in charge of World Industries for a long time. Like modern World Industries.
But he was before my time, right?
Kinda. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Give me a break.
Okay.
Wait, Mark Messman.
Frank Messman.
Frank Messman. What did he? Any name a trick that he did?
I don't think he had any like signature moves, but he could do a solid vert run.
I'm trying to think of all the
he
vert
could do bonus
guys.
ones over the channel. I remember that.
That's pretty legit. I'm trying to think about how many vert guys that were pro, but they just, where are they now kind of thing. Like they never, they turned pro and it was at a time where there wasn't any money in it anyway, and they just did the circuit
Right.
and then didn't get into the industry, like did something else. Was it Chuck Wampler? No, Chuck
Wampler,
right?
Yeah,
It was a cop, right?
Yeah. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing that many years after, and I was like, he was a pretty tough kid. And to know that he turned into a police officer, I was like, you don't want to talk about your childhood, buddy, because he was definitely a tough guy.
There was some solid vert skate. I mean, I feel like there are a lot of people that were of that era and kind of skill level, maybe sponsored, almost pro, that have, those are the ones that are still skating. You know what I mean? Like they just skate for fun. They do it somewhere where it's not like anyone it's not like they're trying to make a big noise about it. They just do it. They love it.
Do you think there's a thing with being pro and being successful that when that success comes to an end that some of us want to step away from it?
I think it goes both ways. I think there's a few things. There's one, you just chase it till the end, till they're like, you know what I mean? It's almost like you're trying to force it to always be there.
Yeah.
And then it's a hard crash because it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Or you just accept that, I had a good run. This is the end of this era. And I'm going to either leave or do it casually.
Right.
But I don't feel like anyone stays. They're like, I'm just going to stay at this level forever.
Bucky Lassick, maybe.
I'm talking about more like
60.
mid-range skaters that were, had to go of it.
Yeah, that's the why. Yeah, why do they? Because they had to get a job, right? Like
Most likely, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
if you don't have to get a job, you probably don't try to get one.
True, yeah.
Like, if you're
But
gonna-
I do feel like some people have at least the self-awareness that it's like, I can't do it at this level for that long.
Right.
I can't keep at it like this. And I probably should have had that as well a while ago.
Really?
But now,
You
so
don't-
I had to learn the hardest way.
You don't think that you're just not going to be Tony Hawk, the skateboarder, for the rest of your life?
I think that this will have knocked me back probably permanently in some ways.
What do you mean?
Well, I just think I know that there's stuff that I was working on. There's stuff that like new things that I had learned before I got hurt. I probably won't be revisiting those. And the reason I'm not revisiting them is because I got so traumatized from this injury. You know what I mean? Like I'm aspiring to do certain things that I could do that I could take for granted before. That's the level I want to get to. Kind of like demo level. I want to get to that level of skating.
Yeah.
And every time I think I'm inching closer to it, I have a day like I did yesterday that would just nothing happened.
Right.
And it sucked. And I didn't I didn't talk about it, but I set up cup cam because I was trying to relearn melon grabs.
Yeah.
Like just backside melon grab.
Which is very easy for you.
It
Not for
once
everybody
was.
else.
It
Yeah.
once was,
Yeah.
yes. But the frustrating thing is like I can do stalefish. I can do indie airs now. That should be way harder, way easier than those ones. But because of the timing of the snap, because I have to lean over my broken leg to get over to my board, it doesn't work. And I can't force it. That's what was crushing to me yesterday. I thought I could just force one and make it happen. Just be like, I did it. I couldn't.
Because too much pain.
I just couldn't. I can't
your
get my
leg won't
body in that
bend.
position. I can't. Like it's not even pain. It's physically not possible for me right now.
Right now. That's the key
Sure,
word.
Yes, but it's not like me to say I just want to do this once and be done with it, and I couldn't do it.
I'm glad you're bringing this up because I feel like if anybody knows, it's me. I've been out and I started skating again, and I was like, the first time I did a stalefish, I was like, did somebody film that? Because I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
That was fucking impossible. Yeah. And now I could do that on a whim, like on one more, like, oh, that would work. But
I think I try to convince myself that.
I think it's going to change.
But I did try to convince myself when I left that there'll come a day, who knows, maybe in a few months, maybe next year, that I'm just going to go do a melon grab like I used to in the middle of a run, and it's no big deal, or a lean air. But right now, it honestly seems so much harder than almost anything I've been trying recently.
Yeah, I totally understand it.
Sucks.
I feel like some of the things that I relearned, it was like, you did it again. And I was like, yeah, but that was so fucking hard that it kind of took the joy out of it a little bit.
That's it, yeah.
Like I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not landing a melon grab with great joy and celebration.
Right.
I'm like, motherfucker. Like,
Right, you're supposed to just like enjoy the ride on a melon grab,
yes.
not be like, come on, motherfucking make it. Like it's not a fucking 720. It's a.
But also, I was here alone, and I kind
Which
of
is
imagine
so crazy you do that.
I imagine like overturning, and I was like, I don't want to end up on the flat alone.
Yeah.
I have my dog here.
She's not gonna help
She's just
you do
wandering
shit.
around.
She's gonna pee on you while you're snoring on the flat. She might eat your ear.
She's gonna
or
look at
something.
my pocket for treats.
You should have treats in your pocket with the phone. Hopefully, it like touches it while eating it. Didn't Matt Hoffman have a phone on the flat bottom for when he would skate by himself?
Yeah.
There was a couple of times, dude, where you're like, I got to do something, and I came to skate, and you leave, and I'm like,
Maybe this is a good
nah,
idea. No,
I'm just gonna go home too because
I was expecting someone to be here yesterday.
all right.
And I put out the back call a little bit, like, hey, I'm going to skate, but no one answered me in time.
Answered, yeah.
But there usually is a crew here on the weekends. There's a couple people that have keys.
I don't know. I feel
not
like it's the silence. Like I skated here the other day with my son, and it was just my son watching me, and it had like the ramp seemed bigger and and more.
Wait, you came here the other day?
No, not the other day.
Oh, you're talking about before you got hurt.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
But I skated here with him, and I did not like it. And it was I had somebody here, but it was just being on the deck by myself. I'm like, who's taking I guess I'm taking. I have to take all the rides.
Yeah.
and you get tired, and it just seemed. It was also because you changed.
I had a soundtrack going. I was trying to hype myself up.
Soundtracks help.
Yeah.
Soundtracks do a lot of shit.
But
What?
I just remembered the moment I got the most frustrated. Sad but True came on.
Also known as Sacred Trust. That I will never
Sacred
forget.
Truth.
Is that what it was? Sacred
Yeah,
Truth you
yeah.
thought it was? Sorry.
Okay, for the record, I thought
I
Sad but
want
True
that. I want
said
that.
Sacred Truth.
I want that
Sacred
episode so bad. Just for that. Yeah, because just to know you were on the freeway a couple of times. Sacred Truth. Like, no.
It's not that far off.
It's pretty far.
So that was my soundtrack yesterday.
Yeah.
Sad but True. You can't do a melon grab.
Right. Oh.
Get it?
ooh.
Yeah.
James Hetfield just bringing it to
Right,
you
yeah.
raw.
I'm still knee sliding across the flat as he says
And
the
he's
chorus.
like,
and I'm
you
like,
fucking suck. Yeah, that's harsh. So when are you going to skate again?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Today's Monday.
It is.
See
In
you
the morning? I'm sick.
maybe.
I'm not going to skate this week. I'm going to set up a
What,
new
you're too
board.
sore.
I'm trash from that.
That's what. Yeah. Yes.
It's a weird.
Understandable.
Yeah. I'm like, I need to sleep like 3 nights good, and then I'll be back to who I am. I feel like I'm just running on.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Whatever it
That's
is.
how I felt when the last week I went to Albuquerque. I went to Albuquerque for a TV show for Nickelodeon. And I was there I was literally on set from like 8:30 a.m. to 11 p.m.
How much actual stuff do you do? Or
They
just
have
sitting
so
there?
many. They have so many kids on the show that it's really hard to coordinate scenes because they all have to be in school certain hours.
So they're rotating kids the whole time.
Kinda, yeah. But also they need all of them in one scene, so they've got to try to manage all their schedules so that they each have enough school. I mean, that's the whole thing. There's those union rules to it.
Yeah.
So for the most part, that means I was kind of waiting around for them to figure out when the kids would be in. But we did it. It was tricky.
What'd you do?
It's,
No, let us say.
I mean, I could say, but it just doesn't make any sense unless you have the whole show context.
Are you skateboarding?
Kinda.
Kind of.
I'll give you this. I skated a ramp in a bedroom, and I'm not going to, this won't give it away. I skated a ramp in a bedroom that was 4 feet wide with no flat. There you go.
That sounds pretty cool. Like just to be a part of the you're doing a bit, right? It's a bit where you're
Yes.
skateboarding. Yeah.
Yes. There's a different element to it. There's a whole thing to it.
Right.
But that was what I had to do. And it was harder than I thought because
No flat.
no flat, my leg. How do you start? There's no deck, by the way.
So you just roll in, or
I got to just start faking, but there's no flat, so I can't run into it.
Yeah.
My leg sucks.
yeah.
So I have to start super low and work my way up.
Are you worried about because you can't run out of stuff, correct?
I could run out of that one
Okay.
if I had to. I was more worried that it's 4 feet wide.
All right. I'm having a meeting today with Liquid Death because they're doing a commercial where they want me to be an old lady,
Yeah.
and they're gonna do that. The plaster. they
Oh, yeah.
Make you look like an old person.
Yeah.
And a lady, and they want me to fight. They want me to fight and do a burnout in my car. They're like, can you do a burnout in your car?
Is
And I
the
was
fight going to be staged?
like, oh yeah. No, they're gonna put old
Man
lady
on the
makeup
street?
on me, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna beat the shit out of anybody I
That's
see.
what I thought. That's what I was hoping.
That's a cool commercial. Yeah, he was at one point. He was like, "Can you do a wheelie on a dirt bike?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, Andy McDonald's doing the skateboarding." I was like, "Why? Why not just get me to do all of it?" But I also was like, "It's probably a better idea. You're gonna get what you want a lot quicker." But I am looking forward to being a big old lady.
Did you see the Martha Stewart thing they did?
Yeah,
The candle?
Liquid Death got good
Pretty sick, yeah.
commercials, man. Aren't they doing good?
I think so, yeah.
There's something that got reported the other day. My business manager sent it to me. He was like, "This is good for you."
Oh, yeah, yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, with their round of fundraising, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm never on that end of the deal.
Yes.
Like, you made a good decision, a business decision that was good. You fucking jot that down. Yes, I did.
If that all works out for us, are we going to still do this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, we're doing this for the money? It's a bad move.
Yeah. Wait. Have we
Made money
done it for
from
the money? No. I am actually spending money doing this now.
Me too.
Like literally, I'm spending my own money to do
$400
this.
a week on it.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? Why? We did a Patreon show before
I'm
this.
shelling out money
Why? I feel like shit.
Like
Such shit. And I
I
drove
was in
down here.
denial of that up until right now.
Oh no, you're not going to quit, are you?
I wasn't.
I'm going to die. I'm going to die. For no money.
Imagine like 2 years ago, we're like, dude, we should do a podcast. It'll cost us money every week. We should still do it.
There'll be like 20 people that'll love it. There's going to be at least 25 people that will eventually stop you on the street and be like, man, that Hawk v. Wolf.
I listened to one.
Yeah. I saw one of your promos.
Cool, that one cost me like
Pretty
$500.
Yeah. Lizzie Armano isn't that good. I'm like, shut up, like people talk shit. Like, I ain't paying money for you to fucking talk shit, asshole. Why do you paint your nails? Fuck you.
Lizzie was great.
Lizzie's awesome. That story, I'm sorry, but
I didn't realize her family was outside.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They had like a mini RV.
What?
Yeah, they
Wait,
were going to Joshua Tree. That was like, she said she was going to Joshua Tree. I didn't realize like everyone's waiting for her outside.
Wait, I didn't even
Her
say
husband,
hello to
Axel.
him.
Well, I'm hoping that I caught them. Like, I think they left and came back.
Oh my God, that hurt my head laughing out loud. It's good that you can laugh about how much you suck, though, or how dumb you are, because otherwise I'd cry, you know?
We're investing
in
this.
You'll see. Couple of years from now, we'll be even.
Oh, it's so funny. Like, I have been paying to do stuff. Like for the video stuff and everything else.
And then we made a new move and you're like, you know what? Now that we're making the new move, we should spend even more money. And take less. Because we believe in it.
Oh my God.
Oh, so man.
Cool. All right. And the reason we don't have a new studio is because we are building a new studio.
Yeah. He's building it.
And that's going to cost some money.
It's going to cost you a bunch of money. Nobody cares.
What the fuck? This is why you're listening? Watching?
Oh,
sure.
man. Oh, I feel so... Man, maybe you should shoot me with the flamethrower after the show. I feel like I should just be burnt. What about that? What about if we set
I had something else to talk about. What's that?
We should just set each other on fire.
It's over.
And be like, exclusive Patreon. Ah! Just give me your money.
We find that actually recoups just the money we've spent.
Yeah.
So we break even doing that.
I got the flamethrower for free, so I'm cruising.
Oh, okay. But I'm talking about
that was a business move.
We're building the investment.
That's all it is. And
oh my God,
this is the bad thing about both of us is we're stubborn. That's how you get good at stuff. Like you don't just get it overnight. You don't just stick your finger in there and then all the fish are on the end of it. You got to like pay your dues. This might not be worth it. That's the only.
You're not supposed to say those words.
But it looks like it's gonna be.
I remember when we had to give up a business from Blitz Distribution, and it was like the first time we had it. It wasn't an all-out failure, but it kind of was. And it was like, what?
Yeah.
We have to get what?
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah. But we had such a run of success. We had Flip, we had Hookups.
Right.
You know, we had Birdhouse, we had all these other things. Jacked. We were distributing other brands and stuff, and then we dove into a different kind of business. And
Didn't
it was
work
like,
out.
well, it wasn't that. It was just all of a sudden we had all these crazy bank loans that we had to get to produce the stuff, and then it was like, well, if you sell it, then you need this much more credit. And I was like, dude, what? And then it started sucking any of our profits out of the whole building. And then at some point it was like, we have to let it go. Like this is unfair to all the other companies too.
Yeah.
Like, and then we let it go, and we basically sold it to a company for what we owed the banks.
Oh,
I mean, it could have been worse.
Sorry, it was going to be worse.
Could have been worse, yeah. But I remember that feeling like, wait, it didn't. What do you mean it didn't work?
Right.
Everything's working.
Yeah, I mean that was my book because I had a book. It was so weird. I had a manager and they talked to a book agent, and somebody from the book agency called me and said, "Tell me a little bit about the stories you would put in there." And I told them, and I got a phone call from my manager like 15 minutes later and said, "Whatever you said just got you a book deal. They're freaking out over here." I was like, "Cool." So then I tell Tully my life story, and the book is a New York Times bestseller. I'm like, how's that? I haven't even read it. I never read it. Like,
Oh my god!
I know what I said, but I didn't read it.
Did Tully get royalties or just
Yeah, we both.
payment?
Yeah, I think so. But he was like, the next book we should do without these people and keep all the money. I was like, that sounds like a cool idea, because we did it with the music with Death Death Die. We had a deal, and then we were like this, and we made a lot of money. I was like, it sounds like the same deal, right? Nobody bought that fucking book, and we paid for all of them. So I still have, like, I actually pay for a place for them to sit.
Oh, harsh.
Yeah, it's still awesome if anyone wants to get it. You don't have to. Don't worry about it.
Did you recoup your costs at least?
I don't know. Maybe. I think so. Tully doesn't seem like.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I would rather not. If I didn't, don't tell me. But yeah.
What's been your worst loss?
Oh, my boss calling me from Sirius XM and saying,
It's over.
"Sorry, man, but
No, 2 weeks. Just it's over.
yeah,
It's over tomorrow.
it's over now."
It's over now.
Yeah, and you don't get to do a show to say goodbye. Nothing.
That's still.
And then I heard a bunch of people did, like, because I was like, "Wait, you're
Yeah, I
letting me
still
go?"
don't understand that.
And then I found out they let go the Wahlberg, what's her name? Supermodel chick. She has a show. She's on like the singing show. Whatever. She had a huge show on Sirius XM. She got paid real money. She got let go same day as me. It made me feel better because I was like, she's got a successful show.
Did she get to do a last show?
Yeah. And I was like, wait. I made this all by myself. You weren't even into it at one point.
Yeah.
And I don't get to, like, I felt like at one point I did the show out of a bathroom, and then next thing you know, you're doing it out of a building, and then the next thing you know, you're doing it out of a Sirius XM building.
Wait, are you saying the bathroom was the one here?
What?
Are you saying the bathroom where we did it here?
No, I'm saying, dude, the swing house, my studio was in a fucking bathroom.
That's right, yes, swing house.
I'll never forget, Jude used to make sandwiches in the kitchen, and the kitchen had a fucking toilet.
Do you remember?
Where people shit in it. And I'm like, dude, I can't believe you're making a sandwich in this room. God. Like, people from Slipknot just took a dookie in here.
That's right. There was all these bands rehearsing. You'd hear them.
I'm like, you got Slipknot dookie vapors flying around here.
I like how you pick out Slipknot.
It's the worst. I couldn't think of it. One time, a Slipknot guy, I love Corey. He's awesome. But there was a guy, he passed away actually, but I think it was a bass player or something. But he came on and he was doing drugs and he was sweating profusely.
Yeah.
And he was kind of gray. Yeah. And he's like, the bathroom real quick. And I was like, okay. Just coke shit. Just bomb the kitchen.
And that's where you're doing your show?
Yeah. And he comes back in, all wiping his poop
we have
sweat.
paid our dude poop sweat.
He's wiping his poop sweat off his brow. All crusty and Slipknotty. And I was like, God damn, dude. And then 5 minutes later, I see Jude making a peanut butter sandwich. I'm like, dude, nah.
All Slipknotty.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, fucking dreadlocks, sweat coke. Like, I feel like Corey Taylor, the singer, he runs a tight ship. That guy's like a real musician.
Oh
I'm not saying they're all amazing musicians, but some of them party to the point where I don't think showering is like a thing, you know? It's like, what? Shower?
Oh
like, there's no time for that.
I remember recording in the studio. I remember I don't have stories like yours, but we
No.
definitely paid our dues.
Yeah.
I remember one time when Jesse was on the show, Jesse wanted to invite Sparta, the band, which lead singer from At the Drive-In band, a couple members, they started Sparta, which was super cool. And he kind of promised them that they would be on the show. But what he didn't tell me, or we didn't, whatever, the communication breakdown was severe. I had booked Tenacious D.
Same day.
And so he's like, oh man, but they're going to come up to LA early and do the show. I was like, dude, but I got Jack and Kyle coming in. Can we do both? I'm like,
No.
I guess.
It's a 1 hour show, right?
Yeah.
That's not a...
So I had to cut off.
Tenacious D.
Yes.
You have to say thanks.
Yes.
Get out of here.
And nothing against Sparta.
No.
I love Sparta. They're awesome
They would
band.
agree that Tenacious D would be a better interview.
But I should have set my boundaries.
Yeah.
Or should have tried to just be like, we're going to record 2 or whatever it was. But
Right.
for whatever reason, I couldn't do it.
No, you can't. That was live shows. You didn't do 2 in one
right,
day.
but I just could, and I just like, all right, I guess we're doing 2. We never had 2 guests ever.
Yeah.
And the one time we had 2 guests, like the time that I got like my dream guest.
Dude. Yeah, and you want to talk all about it.
Yeah, and I'm such a huge Tenacious D
Right.
fan.
Right.
That I was getting deep into the woods with them. Anyway, we had them on again. We got Redemption.
Tenacious D came back.
Yeah, they came back for my 10-year show. Remember when
I
they
was
did
there for
that?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were there.
Yeah.
So they came back and played.
Yeah, that's right.
So that was full Redemption. And At the Drive-In got back together. I saw their reunion show. So I guess that kind of...
Everything all worked out?
Yeah, they still play, but not with that
Man,
dude.
what a crazy episode. All those people in a 1 hour.
But also Jack was like, oh, are we getting bumped? Like he kind of said something to that effect. I was like,
Because he totally, he'd be like, Tony Hawk booked the guy from, no disrespect, whatever that band is.
we did. It was wild times.
Over
Though.
me.
Like we had people just coming and going in those studios all the time.
Yeah.
Do you remember when there was the Hollywood writers strike?
Yeah, yeah.
And all the traffic was
I don't
getting
know
blocked
why
and everything.
but yeah.
Okay, so and I'm not going to throw him under the bus, but
Please do.
no, I can't. But
I'm going to.
we went, so we're doing a show, and that's all happening. So it's impossible to get anywhere. Remember, they were just like they would block crosswalks and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you tried to get into a studio, and like they'd block your way and hassle you that you're even going to work at some Hollywood job that has nothing to do with the writers, but. Anyway, we're doing a show from that studio, and there were all kinds of protesters all outside. And so I think that we were supposed to have a guest or something didn't work out. I don't know. We're just doing our show. And then someone, a producer, brings in some picketers. They're like, you guys want to talk to these guys? They're outside picketing. I'm like, I guess. Like, you want to talk to them about what they're doing out there?
Will
like,
brought picketers in.
Yeah.
Because Will's a creative guy. He is. He's had some ideas that are good. He has good ideas from time to time.
And also, in his defense,
He was trying to help.
it could have been a good conversation.
Yeah, right. It could have.
Right? It could have been like these guys could have been
But it wasn't.
fired up.
But it was bad.
And then we're like, so what are you guys doing? Well, it's just the writing, unfair wages and da-da-da. It was like, so what do you guys write on? Well, we wrote on a show like 10 years ago. You
don't work.
You're not even in the guild?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Did you
solidarity.
Did you get that out of them? That
Yes.
they're not even in the guild?
Yes. I guess, well, no.
How is this a bad show?
We have a lot of friends in the business and, solidarity, and they're like, I don't want to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
And
Did you say I don't want to talk to you guys?
Well, I just kind of like it ended. I wasn't the best at doing radio at the time, but I definitely the interest ended there.
Yeah.
It was like I don't want to know about your history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to know what the deal is.
What's it like to be a writer that
and
can't
also,
work?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And it was also the big reason for the strike is because all the networks and the shows and stuff were doing all these extracurricular things online, and the writers weren't getting paid for that.
Yeah.
That was the big reckoning for that time
Did that help them?
Sure, yeah.
It did? Okay,
yeah,
good.
for sure. Because they finally figured out that, if you wrote that thing that was used for online, you should get that in addition to what you would get. You know what I mean? Because they were just using them to do everything. I understood the concept behind it, but the guys he brought in did not.
Did you say something to Will afterwards? Like, hey, man, nice. That was
He's
really...
like, hey, man, I don't know. They were outside. I thought it'd be interesting. I'm like,
Will.
I understand, but we didn't really need it.
I feel like I know Will's angle is always coming from a good place. Like, he's like, this will be a great idea. Tony doesn't have a guest. He'll get a guest. It'll be like off the cuff, crazy stuff. Oh, no, it's not working out. Fuck, this is all my fault.
They came in with their signs.
Like holding them up.
Yeah. No, but they were
Did they know they're on the radio?
It was a tiny studio.
Yeah.
They're awkward.
They don't even
signs
fit in there.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird.
Nothing fits in there. Dude, I used to have stuff in. I used to have a mannequin on rollerblades with like a mask on his face.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Like I had like a lot of stuff in there, and it was a toilet. Like it wasn't. It was so small.
I didn't get to be in the studio you were in.
Oh, you were in the one next to it?
Yeah.
They were the same size.
It felt small.
Because it was.
Yeah.
If there was ever 4 people in it.
This one's small, but at least it's my place.
Yeah. If there was ever 4 people or more, 2 people were standing up.
Yeah.
Which happened several times.
It definitely happened with Jack Black and KG.
They stood up?
Well, they had to.
Because they get a fit. Dude, he came on my show.
Not because they had to leave because the other people were coming in. It was like, oh, excuse me. I'll just squeeze out the door here.
Jesse, you fucking idiot. What was it? I saw him. He came on my show once and he had mirrored sunglasses on, but he was to the side of me and I could see that his eyes were closed the whole time he was talking to me.
KG?
No, Jack.
Oh.
And I was like, this motherfucker. Like, are you high or like, are you just like,
he's always on though.
Yeah, but it was to see that his eyes were not open for the conversation. I was like, you're not even looking at me. What is this interview?
He's so funny.
And then what's it? Sid, no, I get him mixed up. Johnny Rotten, right? He's alive. Sid Vicious died, yeah?
Right.
Yeah, Johnny Rotten came on the show
John
and he
Lydon.
got Sex Pistols back together. So I did a
saw
little
that
research on MySpace and I noticed that, some of those people died in the band and they
Sid.
weren't. Yeah, so I said to him, you guys are back. Who are the new people in the band? And he fucking snapped.
Yeah, from an outsider's perspective and a Sex Pistols fan, I would have advised you not to ask that question.
Yeah. So I did that, and he started getting aggressive.
But John Lydon is combative anyway.
Yeah. It's mainly show, I feel.
What's that?
It's mainly for show. I feel like he freaks out on people because it's a good interview and it's a way to get out of it.
He just speaks his mind. He's just always has that, and also there's something I admire about that. But he gets harsh.
Sometimes it's like that was unnecessary.
Yeah, but if you're talking about who are the new guys in the Sex Pistols band, that's a faux pas.
He was pissed.
Yeah.
But then his buddy was his security guard, who has obviously been his security guard from way back because he's as old as Johnny. And he stands up over the counter, like over me. And I was like, I know who you guys are, but I'm not a huge fan. And if you fucking touch me, I will kill you. Like, that's not working, dude.
Yeah.
Because he was just like, you need to work it. And I was like, I don't need to do anything that you tell me. And fuck you too, dude. Like, I was pretty pissed at them because I'm like, I didn't know. I really didn't know.
Yeah.
And it was back when I didn't do research. I just was like, who's coming on? Wait, the guy from the Sex Pistols? Really? Like, that's how much time I had.
It was only him.
Yeah. And he came on with his security guy who wouldn't sit
I
down.
have a photo from that tour.
Are you friends with him?
We're friendly. I know him.
Right. He's ever been mad at you?
No, I had to. The one time that Sam Jones asked for my resources or my intervention from anything to do with the documentary until the wheels fall off was to get the Sex Pistols song.
Okay. So you called him for that?
I sent a couple emails.
Okay.
To them, and I got like they it was confusing. It was basically they were like it's out of our hands. It's definitely a label, but then it happened the next day.
So he did.
So there was influence, like
Right.
something happened. So I did the right, whatever. I hit the right person.
Also in Germany once, I was drinking and my friend Mike Crum and I had a plan where we would knock on the door of people's rooms, and when they'd open the door, I would just kick the door open and go to their bar and raid their bar and put it all in my t-shirt. You know how you can make a baggie out of your t-shirt?
Yeah.
So I was doing that to, all these lovely friendly skateboarders, Shani and just all these people where it'd be like, and he'd open the door, I'd be like, move! And then stock up and go back to my room, and then Johnny Rotten is in the hotel and he opens the door because it's like 4 a.m. and I'm being loud. And he goes, "What the fuck are you cunts doing?"
He's so great.
And I just had I had a full t-shirt just full of like the little whiskey.
You were going to take his too?
Fuck no. No, we didn't knock on his door, but he
He heard the noises.
Yeah, he heard me because we were going room to room for the people that we knew were our friends.
Yeah.
And I did not know that Johnny Rotten was staying in the same hotel as us, and he came out and was like, "What the fuck?" All tired, like we woke him up, like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, like, that's a Sex Pistols guy. He's for real angry. And I was like, "I'm sorry, Mr. Sex Pistols guy." And then we went back in our room and
I got the song I got approved. I got it through Steve Jones.
Oh, okay.
Steve Jones, guitarist. But what I was gonna say is, you were asking me if I know him or whatever. I've definitely met him, but I went and saw they had that Cruel World Festival. Did you guys go? You guys went. Katie went, I think.
She probably would have went. Yeah.
Because it was all the goth bands and something you hate. But PIL played. Huge fan of PIL, and he's the singer for PIL. That's what he did after Sex Pistols.
Okay.
They were awesome too, and I saw him backstage, and he called me over because he knew I was trying to get that song. Yeah, 'cause I hadn't contacted him directly; he just heard. Yeah, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, sorry, that's whatever it is, EMI or A&M, I don't know who owned the song." Yeah, and I was like, "Well, I emailed Steve, and he's like, all right, you're good, we're good, cool."
Just like that.
Yeah, but he was stoked that it was in there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Whereas he could be definitely like, "Get out of here."
Fuck you guys, right?
Yeah, tired of you guys.
But he wanted to be in it.
Yeah, he was supportive of it. So I was thankful for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if next time I see him, I'll be like, "Dude, me and Tony do a podcast together. Don't hurt me."
I don't think he'll remember.
He fucking remembered me. I hate that guy's face. I bet you would say. I've only been annoying to that guy every time I've seen him. "Hey, man, what kind of band are you in? Let me steal your booze."
Yeah. Steve Jones did that Pistols docuseries. Well, not docuseries. There was a series about the Sex Pistols. Yeah. I think it was on HBO or Netflix. Yeah. But it's fictional, but it's not. It's their story, but it's with actors. Okay. But John Lydon had no part of it. Okay. He didn't approve of it. He didn't want it. He didn't want to participate in it, which is exactly like him.
I know.
Of course, yeah. But I thought it was pretty good.
I wonder if he liked it.
I think you would
Do you
like
think he would even watch it?
I think you would like it, actually.
I
And it would teach you a lot about the Sex Pistols.
I need to learn if I ever speak to him again.
Okay.
All right. Like and describe, everybody. As you heard, we're spending our own money trying to make it here. It would go a long way if you told a couple friends to do the same. Check out the Patreon, check out the pods, YouTube, iTunes, we're out there doing stuff. Spotify also, all
MySpace?
the things. Huh?
MySpace?
Is that a thing?
No.
Okay.
Okay, bye.